The gospel lesson comes from the 17th chapter of the Gospel according to Luke. Hear what the Spirit says to the church. On the way to Jerusalem, Jesus was going through the region between Samaria and Galilee. As he entered a village, 10 lepers approached him. Keeping their distance, they called out, saying, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." When he saw them, he said to them, "Go and show yourselves to the priests." And as they went, they were made clean. Then one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, praising God with a loud voice. He prostrated himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him. And he was a Samaritan. Then Jesus asked, "Were not 10 made clean? But the other 9, where are they? Was none of them found to return and give praise to God except this foreigner?" Then he said to him, "Get up and go on your way. Your faith has made you well." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise be to you, O Christ. On the first school day of December, my 4th grade teacher, whose name was Mrs. Jones, that really was her name, Mrs. Jones, had us all take out a piece of notebook paper. We were instructed to write our name at the top of the page on the right-hand corner, of course, and so we all thought, oh no, it's a pop quiz. All 4th graders fear pop quizzes. But we were surprised when she told us to fold our papers up and to hand them in. And then she took the papers and she had 2 cigar boxes. In one cigar box she put the girls' names, and in the other box she put the boys' names. And then she went around the class and had us draw a name. The boys drew boys' names and the girls drew girls' names. And I drew the name of Harry Green. Harry Green and I had a past. The previous spring, he took a swing at a stray softball whilst I was standing near him. He missed the ball, but he hit me square in the nose, and he broke my nose. He was using his Louisville Slugger, number 32. I was eating a popsicle, a red popsicle at the time. One minute I was standing alongside Harry, and the next minute I was seeing stars, and I was looking down at my popsicle, which was melting away at my feet. The fact that to this day optometrists have a hard time finding frames that will encompass the bridge of my nose is directly attributable to Harry Green. And now I have drawn Harry's name, and he would be my secret Christmas pal. I know what you're thinking. I thought of it too. I could get Harry Green a nice Barbie doll for Christmas, huh? Or maybe a subscription to the Congressional Record, or maybe a pack of gum that had already been chewed. I relished all those scenarios. It's the last day of school before Christmas break. Harry eagerly tears off the red and green paper. He opens the box. His face falls, well, like a popsicle hitting the ground next to a pair of Converse All-Stars. Falls like blood dripping from a recently broken nose, unnaturally broad. Falls like the Philistines before Samson, felled by the jawbone of an ass, number 32. These and other highly satisfying scenarios crossed my 4th grade mind, but there was a hitch. Simply put, the hitch was Jesus. Somehow I couldn't imagine Jesus giving Harry Green a pack of pre-chewed double mint, no matter how much I thought Harry might deserve it. And by the time you reach the age of 10, if you're developing spiritually, Jesus is often doing this kind of thing to you, making you think twice, causing you to reconsider, suggesting ever so gently that among the 10 Commandments you will not find "thou shalt get," even. So, I resolved to do the Christian thing. I would forgive Harry Green. I would heap burning coals upon his head, but I would do so in a nice Christian way. And as a gesture of my forgiveness, my Christian virtue, my moral superiority, I would get Harry the kind of gift that I would like to receive from my secret pal. And as a final confirmation of my obvious righteousness, I would use my own allowance to purchase the gift. Jesus would be so impressed. Now, Mrs. Jones was clear about the rules. You were not supposed to spend more than $3 on a Christmas gift for your secret pals. In 1962, however, $3 would go a long way. I went to the Five and Dime and spent at least 45 minutes looking at all the little packets of model airplanes. I was into model airplanes at the time. I had them on shelves in my bedroom. I had them suspended from threads to the ceiling. I loved opening the boxes and tearing off the little pieces and reading the instructions on how everything goes together. They were even better than model dinosaurs, which were fun as well. And I chose the classic, a 1947 rocket-powered Bell X-1, the first airplane to break the sound barrier in level flight. It came with decals and even a little plastic statue of Captain Charles E. Yeager, who everybody knows was the pilot of the X-1. The only problem was it cost $3.99, which was almost a whole dollar more than the limit. If Miss Jones discovered that I had spent too much, I would be in trouble. Not only that, but an expenditure of that magnitude would dramatically diminish my cash reserves. But never mind, Jesus would be so proud. I bought the Model X1. I took it home, used half a roll of Scotch tape, wrapping it all up, and brought it to school on the last day before the Christmas holidays. I didn't watch Harry open his gift. I didn't want him to be embarrassed by my generosity. It is better to give than to receive, you know. I was eating a Christmas cookie when Harry came over and his face appeared 6 inches from mine. His face was red. Obviously, the poor guy was overcome with emotion. "You punk," he said. "You didn't give me any glue." And then, my friends, Harry Green punched me in the nose. Now, whether Jesus had a similar experience when he was age 10, I do not know, but we do have this story of the 10 lepers, which clearly kind of has a hairy greenish tone to it, does it not? 10 lepers approach our Lord begging for mercy and healing. 10 lepers are told to report to the priests for inspection and restoration to the community. And on their way to the priests, all 10 realize their leprosy has disappeared. 10 appeal to Jesus, 10 obey Jesus, 10 are healed by Jesus, and only one returns to give thanks. And who is this grateful one? A Samaritan. By the standards of Jesus' day, a foreigner, no worse than a foreigner, a half-Jew, a half-breed, a semi-Jew, a nobody, a non-person. The story hits us like a punch in the nose, or a bat in the nose if you prefer. The only one of these 10 lepers who really gets it, the one who is near to the kingdom of God, is this Samaritan. And what is it that makes the difference? Not his race, not his virtue, not even his obedience. What connects him to Jesus and the gospel is his gratitude. Faith, as we all know from the Apostle Paul, is a gift. It's not something we generate from within, but something we receive from God. Faith is a gift of grace. In biblical terms, faith makes us well, whole, complete. It gives us shalom. Get up and go on your way, Jesus says. Your faith has made you well. It wasn't gratitude that made the man well, it was faith, but gratitude was the sign that this man had made the connection between the gift and the giver. He was so grateful he couldn't help but go back to the source of the gift and fall on his knees before Jesus and say, "Thank you." "Are you the only one who gets it?" Jesus asks. 10 were made clean. The other 9, where are they? In my most pessimistic moments, I think I have the answer. They've gone home to join the same church as Harry Green. Go there so they can sit on the pew with Harry and grumble about the color of the carpet and the pastor's shortcomings and all the latest actions of the General Assembly. The other 9, where are they? I sometimes think they all became Presbyterians. Then I remember that the church, just like all of fallen humanity, is a mixture of Samaritans and of Harry Greens. All are loved, all are cleansed, all are redeemed. It's just that some remain a little bit Harry Greenish. In fact, in my experience, the ratio of Harry Greens to Samaritans haven't really changed very much since biblical times. The proof of this can be seen in almost every church budget. In almost any church, ours included, about 80% of the financial support comes from something like 10 or 20% of those who give. And in most churches, ours included, the biggest givers are not the people with the largest incomes. The most generous givers tend to be, instead, those who have made the connection between the gift and the giver. Financial giving is not a reliable measure of income, but it's a pretty good measure of gratitude. For quite some time now, stewardship committees have been trying to figure out the best way to get people to give a portion of their income to the church. And the next few weeks, the transition committee will be on that task. Sometimes committees get very creative about this, but my parents took a different approach. They just taught us kids to tithe. They told us you give to God from the top and not from the leftovers because that's what grateful people do. So allowance was 50 cents a week. So it went like this. That's 10 nickels. So here's your offering envelope. A nickel goes in there. And here's your piggy bank. That's called savings. A nickel goes in there. The nickel to the church, that's called the tithe. And this is called the savings. And all the rest is yours, and you can spend it any way you like, so long as we clear it first. That's fine. And this we call stewardship education. Now, if everyone in this congregation followed that simple lesson, our session would have a terrible time trying to decide how to handle a budget which it would be at least 4 times greater than the one we have. Other efforts at stewardship education are less biblical. Stewardship committees read the fundraising literature that describe boomers and Xers and New Agers and millennials and whatever the next cohort is called. And They try to cater their pitch to the proclivities of each cohort. That's a lot of effort to turn Harry Greens into Samaritans. Maybe it works, but I sort of doubt it. Other committees get really clever. You've seen the schemes. We've used lots of them over the years. There's Pony Express, there's Hands Around the Church, there's a whole bunch of those, and none of them is bad except the fee you have to pay for the paper saddlebags and stuff like that. I know one stewardship chairperson, the president of a Methodist seminary, who in his own congregation was the stewardship chair that year. He showed up in the pulpit one Sunday with a T-shirt that read on the front, "I upped my pledge," and on the back he had written, "Up yours." Really clever, really clever. Yet I can't wonder if all of this is not making stewardship a lot more complicated than it really needs to be. Isn't financial stewardship just one aspect of our response to the gospel? I mean, don't we give to the church for the same reason we teach Sunday school or cook meals over at Grace Mission or serve as elders on the session or go on the crop walk or work for social justice? Isn't money just a sign of our lives given back to the giver? Isn't financial stewardship another way of falling on our feet, on our face before Jesus and saying, "Thank you"? Ingratitude hurts. Harry Green taught me that. This we all know from our own experience. No matter how often it happens to us, ingratitude still stuns like a punch in the nose, and gratitude, it opens up everything, including our pocketbooks. Let us give thanks to the Lord our God. It is right to give our thanks and praise. We're not 10 cleansed. Where are the 9? Let us pray. God, make of us your living tithes, the first fruits fit to work for you. Let each be like that one in 10, transformed and cleansed, restored, made new. Amen.